Maharashtra Public Service Commission's Rajyaseva Prelims exam of 2025 will be conducted on this Sunday, 20th September. We have already done the previous year question paper analysis of polity section of the year 2022-1 and 2022. We will have a look at the 2023 question paper of polity. Good morning, I am Akshay Thakur and let's have a look at the question paper. Which of the following statement is not included in Article 164? Let's have a look at the statements. The Chief Minister shall be appointed by the Governor. The Council of Ministers shall not be collectively responsible to the state legislature. Which of the following statement is not included has been asked. The other minister shall be appointed by the Governor on the advice of Chief Minister, and a minister who for any period of 6 consecutive months is not a member of the legislature of the state shall at the expiration of that period cease to be a minister. Even if we do not know what the Article 164 is about, only if we apply the logic that if statements are true or no, we will find out the second statement given here is totally wrong and baseless. Let's have a look at the explanation. The Chief Minister shall be appointed by the Governor. Yes, Article 164, sub-article 1. Statement 2, the Council of Ministers shall not be collectively responsible, dash. The statement is totally incorrect. Article 164(2) clearly states that the Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the Legislative Assembly of that state, Vidhan Sabha as we call it in the Marathi. Statement 3, the other minister shall be appointed by the Governor on the advice of the Chief Minister. Yes, this is also explicitly mentioned in Article 164(1). And statement 4, a minister who for any period of 6 consecutive months is not a member of the legislature of the state shall at the expiration of the period ceases to be minister. This provision is also included in Article 164. The statement is itself true. So based on the analysis, statement 2 is contradicts the provision of Article 164 and even the legislative thing of our state. So that's why the statement 2 is incorrect. Next question is about citizenship. Indian citizenship of a person can be terminated, and some statements have been given, and what is correct, how it can be terminated has been asked. A person who voluntarily acquires the citizenship of some other country. A person who has become a citizen through registration is sentenced to imprisonment for 18 months within 5 years of his registration in this country. The government of India is satisfied that citizenship was obtained by fraud. A person who has shown disloyalty to the Constitution of India. If we have studied the citizenship part, all the statements mentioned here stands true, and any of this activity can stand to be termination of the citizenship of India. So that's why A, B, C, D options stand correct, which is option number 4, A, B, C, and D. Next question have been asked. Side A, side B, and match the pairs have been asked with regarding to the acceptance of Indian Constitution. Means which of the things we have taken from other countries' constitutions and inspired from other constitution. America, Canada, South Africa, and Ireland. The post of Vice President. Group B is the concept of union for central government. The election mentioned method of Rajya Sabha. Nomination method of the members of the Rajya Sabha by President who have done special work in specified area, and which of the statements is correct have been asked. So if we have a look at the statements, America post of Vice President, Canada concept of union, South Africa election method of Rajya Sabha, and Ireland nomination by President for in the Rajya Sabha, all these pairs stand true and correct. So A, B, C, D all are right. So A, B, C, D stands in the option number 4. All the pairs have been correctly matched. Let's have a look at the next question. Which of the following is the main objective of Committee of Parliamentary on Official Languages, as we call in Marathi or Hindi, Sansadiya Rajbhasha Samiti, Committee of Parliament on Official Language. The fourth statement has been given to review the progress made in the use of Hindi for official purpose of the Union and to make recommendations to increase the use of Hindi. Statement B, looking into the linguistic demands for new states and make suggestions in that regard. It stands quite strange because this is the parliamentary committee, not the language committee of any ministry. Identify the endangered language and make recommendations to protect and preserve them. These also sounds incorrect because it is not the parliamentary committee job. This statement examine the vernacular education and make the recommendations for effective implementation of three languages formula. So this is related about the education system and education department job and not for the parliamentary committee. So that's why if we apply the logic, only A sounds correct, main objective of that committee of parliamentary and official language. So A only is the option in option number 1. A only stands correct. Next question, four statements have been given. If one and they are related to the president of Jilla Parishad. If one-fifth of the total number of members of Jilla Parishad moves a motion of no confidence and passes it, the president has to resign from the office. This statement stands incorrect. Incorrect statements have been on. This statement stands incorrect because it has called one-fifth and actually it is one-third and not one-fifth. So that's why first statement stands incorrect. Sudhakar Rao's cabinet took the decision to give ministerial status to the president of Jilla Parishad. Yes, this statement stands correct. Vasantharao Naik's cabinet took the decision, so no. If B is right, then C stands wrong, Vasantharao Naik. And Vasantara Patil's cabinet took this decision, no. If the B is right, that means C and D are wrong. Only B stands correct, that means A, C and D are incorrect statements. But if we have a look at this option given, A, C and D is nowhere to be seen. That means this question which was available by the commission and this question was standard incorrect, and that's why this was marked as a hashtag. Every student who marked this question, any answer of it was awarded 2 marks for attempting the question. So the real option stands here is A, C and D, which has been not given in the options. Which of the following is a non-constitutional body or are non-constitutional bodies? 4 commissions have been given: Niti Aayog, State Financial Commission, National Commission for Backward Classes, and Central Information Commission. And which of the following are not constitutional bodies have been asked. So, 2, State Finance Commission is the constitutional body. National Commission for Backward Classes is a national body. So that means Niti Aayog. And fourth number, Central Information Commission. 1 and 4 are non-constitutional bodies. They are statutory bodies. So 1 and 4, option number 4. Key provisions of Lokpal and Lokayukta Amendment Act 2016. Which of the following are correct provisions of it? Which of the statements given above are correct have been asked. So let's mark it as correct. We have to look at the correct statements. A, it amended the Lokpal and Lokayukta Act 2013, which came into force on 16 January 2014. Let's mark this factual data. It also amended Section 44 of the 2013 Act that deals with the provision of furnishing details of assets and liabilities of public servants, made it compulsory that all states should set up the office of the Lokayukta within 1 year. And statement D, the amendment has removed the period of 30 days for furnishing details of assets and liabilities of public servants. Which of the statement have been correct have been asked. So it amended the Lokpal and Lokayukta Act 2013 and came into force on 16 January 2014. This statement stands correct. It also amended Section 44. This statement stands correct. This made it compulsory that all states should set up the office of Lokayukta is correct, but within a 1 year there was no such time frame. So statement C is wrong. Statement D, the amendment has been removed the period of 30 days. Yes, this stand also stand correct. So A, B and D are correct statements. So let's have a look. Option number 2, A, B and D are correct. Let's jump on to the next question. Which of the following are duties of National Commission for Backward Classes, NCBC as we famously call it? To inquire into specific complaints with respect to deprivation of rights and safeguards of the socially and educationally backward classes, SEBC. To participate and advise on the socio-economic development of the socially and educationally backward classes. Third statement, to discharge other functions in relation to the protection, welfare, development and advancement of socially and educational backward classes. All these 3 statements stands correct. So that means all of the above these 4 statements stands correct. So the right option for this question is all of the above. All the 3 statements stands correct. Let's have a look at the question. If If you remember, the 2022 question that was asked was about Communist Party of India's establishment, and depending on that question relating to it, the 2023 question has been asked on all parties establishment year. So that's how we can have a look and we can remember how the previous year question and going through it and analysis of it is such much important. Communist Party of India, Communist Party of India, Marxist, Bahujan Samaj Party, and All India Trinamool Congress, and their year of establishment has been given, and it has been asked which of the following is incorrect. So, All India Trinamool Congress 1998 is correct answer. Bahujan Samaj Party 1984 is also correct answer. Communist Party of India 1964 is also correct answer. As we seen in the 2022 previous year question paper, that 1964 it was the seventh Adhiveshan that we call Congress that happened in Calcutta of CPI. This party was divided and CPIM got established in the year 1964, and CPI's establishment year 1926 given here stands incorrect because it is the 1925. 1925 was the year when in the Kanpur the party was established, and somehow some communist leaders claim this year as 1920 also, because the communist leaders of India were met in Tashkent in Russia, and that's where the party was originally established. So somehow some people take the year as 1920, but it was in Tashkent, and 1925 if it is in Kanpur. So remember this factual data. Let's go to the next question. We have been asked to match the pairs part 1, part 3, part 9 and part 2, and fundamental rights, Panchayati Raj, citizenship and Union of India and its jurisdiction. It has been asked and we have to match the pair. So we will have a look. Part 1 is about Union of India and its jurisdiction. Part 3 is about fundamental rights. Part 9 is about, of course, the Panchayati Raj, and part 2 is about citizenship. So the right answer will stand as 4, 1, 2 and 3. 4, 1, 2 and 3 is where the 4, 1, 2, 3 is marked in the option number 4. The correct answer is 4, B2, B1, C2 and D3. Let's have a look at the next question. Provisions of the Constitution relating to the administration of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes in Schedule V. It may be altered by the governor. No, this stands incorrect. May be altered by the president. This is also wrong. May be altered by the parliament by constitutional amendment requiring a special majority. This also stands incorrect. May be altered by the parliament by ordinary legislation. Yes, this statement stands correct. A provisions of constitution relating to the administration of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes in Schedule 5 can be altered by parliament by the ordinary legislation. This statement is correct. Let's go to the next question. Swamitva Yojana. Which of the following are object to the Swamitva scheme? Ensure financial stability to villagers by letting them use their property to take loans. Yes, this statement stands correct. Create precise land records for urban planning and implementation. No, it is not about urban. It is specifically the scheme for the rural area. So that's why the urban word has come in, and that's why it is incorrect. Lessen property related dispute, says this statement stands correct. And determine property tax, this statement stands also correct. So that's why A, C and D is the right answer, or these are the correct statements. So A, C and D, option number 3. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding zero hour Lok Sabha. 4 statements have been given and which of the correct has been asked. So we have to look at the correct statements. The time immediately following the question hour and laying of papers and before any listed business is taken up in the house has come to be known as the zero hour. For raising matters during the zero hour, members have to give notice between 8 to 9:30 am every day to the speaker. So this B statement stands incorrect. A statement was correct. C, at the present 30 matters per day as their priority are allowed to be raised during hour. There is no such number of limitation like 30 or 20 or 10 per day. It is practically just they decide that if we have to do this much of no. So this like specific number of 30 matters is not mentioned anywhere. There is no maximum limit on the number of matters that can be raised on any given day, as there is no provision in rules about 0 hour, as we just discussed. So A and D are the correct statements. B and C stands wrong because 8 to 9:30 is not such time for 0 hour. So A and D are correct. Option number 4. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the legal relationship between central and state governments in India? 4 statements have been given. The subject of transfer of property other than agricultural land is included in the concurrent list. The subject of wealth tax on property other than agricultural land is included in the union list. We have to look at the correct statements. So let's mark as correct, and A and B were given. A is stands true, B stands true. The subject of entertainment tax is included in the concurrent list. No, this statement stands incorrect. The subject of antiquities museum is included in the state list. Yes, A, B and D are the correct options. So A, B and D, option number 3, correct. Why C is wrong? The subject of entertainment tax is included in the concurrent list. No, it is the part of not concurrent list. It is part of the state list. The state decide whom to charge as entertainment tax, how much it should be charged, who should be exempt. If you have remember that few of the movies government decides as tax free, that state government decide, not the central government or center and state both in as such. In if it is the subject of concurrent list, the state has all the power to decide on the income of the entertainment tax. So that's why it is under the state list and not concurrent list. We'll go to the next question. After the extensive discussion in the Constituent Assembly, the following provisions were included. Which article was not included by that? 4 articles, 4 things of the Constitution have been given. Fundamental duties under Article 51A, Constitution amendment under Article 368, National emergency under Article 352, and ordinance making power of president under Article 123. So if we remember, the question asked the extended discussion of Constituent Assembly. So by that time I have taught this topic in our lectures. I have always told that if you see article number with any kind of letter like 68A, 74C, that means it has been later added by any kind of amendment, and it was not part of the original constitution that was made and that was presented in the 1950. So that means if this seen as 51A, it was not part of the original constitution that was made at that time. So we should understand that cannot be part of extensive discussion of the Constituent Assembly. So if we do not remember, fundamental duties were added by 42nd Amendment Act in the Article 51A. So even if we don't know that, only by looking at the title, only at the number of this Article 51A, we can answer this question that only one was correct. It was later added and not other articles. These all other articles, Article 368, Article 352 and Article 123 were part of the original Constitution of India that was presented to our country on the 26th January 1950. So the answer of this question is only option 1 stands correct, option number 1. Let's jump to the next question. That was all for year 2023. We will have a look at the 2024 previous question paper in our next video. By that time, thank you.